Imagine a camera so tough and reliable that it became the go-to choice for war correspondents, explorers, and NASA. A camera that was fully mechanical and required zero electricity. It could survive the harshest conditions, temperatures, weather, no matter what, this camera would never die. And just to top it off, it was built from the same metal as fighter jets. Well, this is the Nikon F2 Titan, the camera that refuses to die. To understand the F2 Titan, we need to start with its predecessor, the original Nikon F2. The Nikon F2 was launched in 1971. The F2 was an evolution of the legendary Nikon F, the first true professional film SLR. Nikon built the F2 with one goal in mind: make it the most precise and reliable 35mm film camera ever made. The F2 was purely mechanical, no electronics required. Its shutter could fire from 1/2000th of a second to 10 full seconds. It had a modular design, allowing photographers to swap viewfinders, film backs, and motor drives. But while the F2 was already durable, Nikon wanted to push the limits, and that is when the Titan gets involved. Also known as the Nikon F2T, the Titan was released in 1976. This was the ultra-rugged version of the F2, and it was made from titanium, a metal known for its incredible strength to weight ratio. It was resistant to corrosion and could withstand extreme temperatures, and was far lighter than the brass-bodied cameras of the time. Now, at first glance, the F2 Titan may look very similar to the regular F2. And you're not wrong, from first glance it does look completely the same. But there are some key differences. For one, the top and bottom plate are made entirely of titanium, making the camera significantly tougher. Then there's the finish. A special matte black coating was applied to the F2 Titan, which was designed to minimize reflections, which was very important if you were a war photographer or a journalist who wanted to stay, well, let's say, unnoticed. And because it was fully mechanical and didn't rely on batteries to fire the shutter, photographers could still take pictures in sub-zero conditions, where batteries would often fail. This made the F2 Titan an essential tool for professionals who worked in the toughest of environments. Funnily enough, the Nikon F2 Titan wasn't the only titanium-bodied camera Nikon released. In fact, in 1982, they released the Nikon F3 Titan, a titanium version of the F3. But this one featured electronic components. While the F3 Titan was rugged, some photographers still preferred the F2 Titan's fully mechanical reliability. Did you know that Canon even tried to come into the party with making a tough film camera? They released the Canon F1. I say it's a bit of a very close... Anyway, it was also very much a tank of a camera. But Nikon's F2 Titan had one major advantage: titanium construction. Something Canon wouldn't match for years to come. Now, the F2 Titan is a collector's dream, as it's been reported that only 3,000 of these cameras were ever made. Now, those reports aren't exactly known to be accurate because Nikon never released exact numbers of how many Titans they made. Online you may see 5,000 or 3,000 or 10,000. It's not exactly known. But just to put into perspective how rare these cameras are, this is the number of how many normal F2s were made. Yeah. So when you look at that number, even if it was 10,000 Titans made, there's a lot less than the normal F2. So, as I said, it's a collector's dream. It's one of the rarest Nikon film cameras ever. And today, if you find one in good condition, you'll pay thousands for it. Because now it's more than just a camera. It's a piece of history. Even after all these years, the F2 Titan still remains a symbol of an era where cameras were built to last, and photographers relied on pure skill, not digital safety nets. Well, that concludes this video on the Nikon F2 Titan. Let me know in the comments, would you use this in the field, or would this just be a camera that sits on your shelf to look pretty? I don't know. We've used it. This is my dad's pride and joy, and I'm very lucky to hold it in my hands for this video. I've been told to take extreme care, and I have, I promise. But it's such an incredible camera and such a privilege to have such an incredible piece of Nikon history. But yeah, Would you use it? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this camera if you've used one. And like this video, subscribe and share it. I'll see you all in the next video.